Hey there, Elwood City. It's DJ Nikki in the studio once again with Cassie from elwoodcity.org with your weekly news wrap-up here on WXCD 107.3 FM. Hey, Cassie.
Hello, Nikki.
I know, we eat up a lot of time in the studio because you and I
do.
get to talking a lot before the record button ever gets pressed.
Yeah, I know. We probably spend like 30 minutes recording and then like another hour.
Just talking, I know. But as far as what we can say while the mics are hot, let's talk about the news that's happening around Elwood this past week. What do you got for us first?
All right. I think most excitingly is that on Thursday, there were protesters out in front of the municipal building with their signs for Elwood Electric. One woman had a sign that said, just stand up to Elwood Electric, and it referenced the Facebook page. And another guy had a sign, which is my personal favorite, and it's not because, I'm political or anything, or I agree with him. It was just hilarious. He had a sign that had Bob Villa's face photoshopped over like a clown body, and like he put like a clown afro on Bob's face. And the sign said, "We don't need a clown running this town." And it had pictures of like Bob as a clown on there. And I just I thought it was so funny. There's actually pictures of it on our website. So if anyone wants to see it.
Well, that kind of ties into the clown problem.
Yeah, we're going to get to that one next.
Right.
Because there's been more sightings.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's ridiculous. I
had to tell you this funny story. A friend of mine is staging a clown scare, okay? And they want me to be in on it. And she said, the only reason I'm telling you is because I'm afraid that you'll shoot me. Because I would not ever agree with everybody saying they're going out clown hunting, and all that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, legitimately do not come up on my property.
Yeah.
Unless you want a whole lot of trouble. So she was like, I have to tell you what's going on because I really am afraid that you'll shoot me. Because she wants to scare someone who will be at my house at on a certain day.
Yeah, right.
And she was like, it would be the perfect opportunity because I have woods behind my house. Mm-hmm. She was like, we could just come up out of the woods and he won't have any idea who we are. And I was like, well, it's good that you let me in on it.
Yeah, right.
You can't be doing that stuff in my yard, All right, so back to the protest. Did they stay peaceful?
They were very peaceful.
Excellent.
And yeah, they were respectful. They just kind of, anyone that asked them what they were doing or, came up to them, they just kind of told their side of the story. And it was a peaceful protest, and I'm really quite glad about that, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
that's what we talked about last week. I mean, peaceful protest will get you further than
absolutely
an emotional driven protest.
Absolutely. And council and Bob all reacted very well to it. Bob was asked if how he felt about someone having his face obviously photoshopped as a clown and this and that, and the protest in general. And Bob said, that's fine. If people want to do that, they are more than welcome to do it. And council and he are doing what they can to make a difference. And he said, he's not bothered by people trying to make themselves known.
Right. Right. And it's good that Bob is, he's level-headed about it, and he's sure enough in himself and the job that he does to not be, feel threatened by an artistic protester.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that, overall, I think it was a really good outcome on both sides. I think people felt like I don't know.
I'm thinking maybe I should start selling Sudi t-shirts.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, they have so many members on their site. We should just make up a bunch of Sudi t-shirts and sell them.
It's not a bad idea.
We could make some money. All right. So you said that the pictures are actually available on elwoodcity.org?
They are, yes. I got a picture of him with his sign.
All right. Well, don't forget, everything that you always hear here on WXCD for the weekly news wrap-up, you can always find a more detailed version on elwoodcity.org. So what do we have coming up next?
All right, back to the clown thing.
to the clowns.
Because
Dun, dun,
this,
dun.
yeah, this seems to be a really ongoing thing recently,
crazy.
especially with Halloween coming up. As I was doing the police reports this week, and obviously looking through the police reports,
Right.
I came across 3 very interesting separate clown incidents.
All right.
Yeah. And like they all happen at like different times, but it almost kind of seems like there's some similarities between a few of them.
Oh, okay.
And these are the only ones that were reported to the police. So I don't know if there's been any more that
I know
have
that
like
there's
happened.
because I talked to somebody recently who saw 3 clowns together
Okay.
and didn't report it.
Okay, well,
was like,
yeah,
okay.
there you go. So these are only the ones that were reported, and they're the ones that I put on the site. But okay, like one that really stood out to me as like kind of being like the creepy, not even just like creepy, but just like I guess scary for the community is that there were rumors of like 2 clowns that were going to show up to the homecoming game at Elwood last week. And the rumor, you know how like kids and rumors are, and they always get kind of like a little bit out of control. But apparently
They do.
the rumor was that these 2 clowns were going to show up and they were going to start shooting people. And
That's way beyond a rumor.
right,
Wow.
right. So you can understand that whenever this woman went to pick up her child and she saw 2 guys in a car with clown masks on and people running away from that car, you can understand why she called the cops.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, like, it just ended up being a couple of kids that thought it was funny. One of the kids was from Beaver Falls, another one was from Elwood.
And that's the thing, though, and I feel like we need to address it publicly, is that it's not funny when it becomes dangerous. And when you have rumors like that are getting out of hand,
Yeah.
people are, I'm not even going to say people are going to get hurt, because people are already getting hurt, There was a 16-year-old kid that was stabbed. There was another clown that was shot in the back of the leg as he was running away. And I thought, well, that was, I would never shoot somebody in the back.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
if they're running away from you, you've already accomplished the mission of getting them
Exactly.
away from you.
Exactly.
But people are getting hurt, and there's the 2 ends of the spectrum. There's the one group of people that think that it's funny to join the clown nation, but then there's the other group of people who are getting amusement out of going clown hunting. And like, these are people, and a lot of these are juveniles. These are people's kids
Right.
who don't understand.
Yeah,
the
they
full,
think it's just a joke.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I just don't, I don't want to see anybody getting hurt. I'm not convinced that a whole bunch of teenagers are listening to our show right now, but if you have teenagers, please talk to them and tell them that it is dangerous.
It is
dangerous.
Yeah, it really is. It ended up, like I said, just being a couple of kids that thought it was funny.
Now, were they the kids who started the rumor? Or
I don't know anything about that other than just the police report said that this woman heard from her child that the rumor was that, there were going to be clowns there that were planning to shoot people. But I don't believe that they had like any intention on shooting anyone.
Now, were the police able to intercept the clowns to see if they had weapons?
Yeah, it didn't say anything specifically in the police report about them having any weapons. It said that
They must not have then. 'Cause
Yeah.
It would have said if they did.
Yeah, the officers just charged them with a misdemeanor charge of harassing, the public.
Right.
So I guess justice was served in that sense. Again, they were just juveniles, so
Right.
they thought it was funny. They thought it was a joke, and they got in trouble for it. So hopefully they won't do it again.
Yeah, especially, okay, when you have juveniles, a lot of times if you get charged with something and there's fines involved, your parents are obviously involved.
Exactly.
And
Then they're not happy about it.
Yeah, hopefully they have the kind of parents who are going to be like, oh, guess what? We ain't paying these fines again.
Yeah.
Keep a little handle on what their kids are doing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully, and their friends will learn,
Yeah.
that, you can't do that because if
Yeah,
you
if
get
you guys
caught,
want to start spreading rumors, I mean, start spreading rumors that getting in trouble and getting caught and having misdemeanor charges and fines are not fun. Tell your friends that. All right, so you said there was 3 clown incidents. What was the next one?
the one before that one was that there were reports of like one clown who was walking in Elwood just like banging on the windows of cars that were like stopped in traffic, and by the time that cops got there he had already like got into a car with someone else and like left. So but you know, just the simple fact that like he was just walking in traffic.
Again, people, what you're doing is dangerous. Not only are you walking in traffic, which alone is dangerous, but, you know, Hillary Clinton is not president yet, and there are a lot of people who carry guns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just go around scaring people.
Right.
I mean, listen, my fiance is a mild-mannered, beautiful person. He never is, like, violent or anything. But when you scare him, I mean, you better be far enough away that he can't get you, because yesterday he was out cleaning the shed.
Right.
And I had walked up and I was standing outside the shed, and he didn't know that I was there. So like our shed has like a low door.
Right.
So you have to kind of duck under it to come out. And he ducked under and he saw me standing there, and he drew back his fist at me because he didn't realize it was me. And I made a clown joke and I said, listen, I know I wear a lot of makeup, but come on.
Yeah, right.
I'm not a clown.
Yeah.
But he was like, it's a good thing I saw your face. And he was like, before I had forward motion, it's a good thing that you were further away from me. He said, if you'd have been closer, I would have hit you. And that's the thing. You know, fear causes such an adrenaline rush
that you don't really even know
what you're
doing.
doing.
Well, yeah, not only that, but like people are trying to protect their kids and their families. So
Right. Yeah.
whenever you mix that into it as well, it's like messing with a mama bear and her cubs.
Exactly. Right.
You know, like that
Exactly.
mama bear might be okay and, you know, might see you about 20 yards away and she's fine with that. But if you are 20 yards away from her cub, that's a
Right.
different story.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same principle. Okay, if you're talking about mama bears and baby bears, if you're a photographer and you are peacefully at a distance photographing them, they probably won't have a problem. But if you come jumping out the woods in a clown costume, she's gonna maul you to death.
Yeah.
You know, when you bring in the fear factor,
Yeah,
the playing field has changed.
exactly.
So yeah, I hope this fad phases out quickly.
I think it probably will after Halloween because I don't think anyone's really going to stand for it any longer after that. People are already getting really sick and tired of it,
Yeah.
respectfully so. And the other clown incident, which again, this is what I'm saying, like it kind of has a little bit of a similarity with the other two because again, like a car is involved because it comes to pick up the clown. And that, well, the first one, they were in a car, and then the one after that, like, the guy got in a car and
Right.
drove off with someone else. So it
Yeah.
seems to be like these people are
Yeah.
kind of have their friends involved. Maybe they're videoing it or something. But the last one is that this guy was walking around Elwood, like at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he was going to the store, I believe. And anyways, the important part of this story is that while he was walking, he could hear like jingling behind him, and
I
he kept
remember that one.
yeah, he kept walking, and he was like, okay, I still hear jingling. So he looked behind him, and like, you know, 50 yards away, there's a clown staring at him.
Right.
And
I
he,
remember hearing that one.
yeah, and he kept walking, and so did the clown, kept following him. And then eventually, like I said, the clown got picked up by some friends in a car, and they drove off.
Yeah. Seems like with the clown car getaway, it probably is maybe the same people.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Right. So, I mean, if you see a punch buggy out there with like 12 clowns in it, you know you found it. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I would it definitely, I would venture my own opinion would be that somebody's probably videoing it. You know, because honestly, even before the Rob Zombie publicity stunt that he had, there were clown videos on YouTube where it was a group of people that had set up cameras in different locations. It was pretty elaborate. You know, they would have like 6 or 7 different camera angles so that they could catch people's reactions and catch them running. And, you know, this clown would, you know, chase people down with like a machete or like a giant hammer or, you know, whatever. Or they would simulate the clown killing someone. Like, you know, the people would like walk out and like witness really this clown killing someone, and then he would chase them. And that's been, I've been seeing those on YouTube for like the last 2 years.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
But that was really centralized to just like that one group of people that was kind of doing those, you know. So I just hope that it phases out, you know, because I remember even 2 years ago when I watched the scary killer clown videos on Facebook and YouTube, thinking to myself, they're gonna encounter somebody who's more than willing to protect themselves and not run.
Yeah, especially if it's in America. Yeah,
Definitely. All right, so putting the clowns to bed, what do we got coming up next for our weekly news wrap up?
The last thing that I'm really gonna notify anyone about is that obviously it is Halloween time and there are plenty of events going on.
I know.
So
Actually, I'm going to say that the day that this airs, which is Saturday, is the same day as the Oktoberfest
yes, it is.
in Ewing Park. I'm trying to think of what time that ends because this show airs at 6, and I think that's when it wraps up.
Probably.
It's wrapping up right around 6.
Yeah, 6 or 8. I can't remember what it is, but it's one of those.
I'm
two.
actually going to it. I got tickets for
Are
it.
you?
Yeah, I was hoping to be able to DJ the event, but I don't think that panned out for us. But somebody gave me tickets, so
Sounds like fun.
I'll make sure that I don't wear too much makeup that day. I don't want to be picked up for being a clown at
Yeah,
Oktoberfest.
right.
Because, see, you never see me in makeup because you come in on Fridays, and Fridays is my just nose to the grind busy day, so you never see me in makeup. I was so hoping that you were going to come out for the breast cancer event because we were on fleek that night.
Well, you will have to invite me to another event.
I will. There's always something going on.
Definitely let me know.
And actually, because we live in pretty close proximity to each other, I'm going to start kidnapping you for karaoke. I'm going to make you sing karaoke.
All right. No.
Yes.
Not
Yes, it's
singing.
gonna happen.
You can kidnap me and I'll watch other people, but I'm not going to sing.
And, you know, I'm a very persuasive person, and I've had probably hundreds of people declare that they will never sing a note of karaoke. It happens.
I suck at singing.
I don't believe that anybody should be that good at karaoke.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right. If we're going with that, then yeah, I can be your karaoke girl.
Yeah, I mean, because karaoke literally is about having fun. And I'm mean when it comes to hecklers. I don't put up with them. I literally will harass them back to the point where they go home to their mamas. Yeah, because I'm mean. Because karaoke is not a competition. Now, if it was a singing competition and you couldn't carry a note in a bucket, I would tell you. Don't waste your money, getting into it. But karaoke night, it's just all about having fun. And I run karaoke every Monday and Wednesday, and it's a blast, And a lot of times when I run, 2, 3, 4 nights in a row in a week, I sound like Phyllis Diller. My voice gets really raspy, and at that point, I pull off full-fledged karaoke meaning because I will start like singing or rapping in like some crazy voices that because that's what karaoke literally I can't tell you the exact meaning of it because I've heard so many different things about it. But I mean, I've heard that in some definition of it, the meaning of karaoke is fun, and that's all it's meant to be. People that get up there and they take it too seriously, they're like a buzzkill. I have people that get on the karaoke mics and they get mad when other people are singing along, in the audience. And I'm just like, it's karaoke night.
Yeah, right. It's not to be taken like American Idol.
Yeah, like if you really were a big star, like you think you are, don't you think that if you were on stage, everybody in the front row would be singing along?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, just
Exactly.
deal with it. That means that they're enjoying your song.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
sure.
No, karaoke's a blast. I almost gave up doing karaoke. I was having a great year, and I was working a lot of private parties, and I was doing a lot of weddings, and I decided, you know what? I'm tired of the bar scene. I'm tired of people getting drunk and, you know, swinging my microphones around or doing a mic drop, and, you know, I was like, I'm done with the bar scene. And at the time, I was actually DJing at a very, very, very popular bar just off of Slippery Rock campus. Boy, do I regret giving that up. Because what I thought was drunken stupidity in hindsight was a whole lot of fun.
Right.
But when I gave it up, here's what happened is people forgot about me, and I stopped getting calls for like weddings, because all these people that are out, you know, drinking and partying and having a good time, these are the young people who are going to be getting married in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
You know? And without them ever meeting me during all their fun phase,
They're not going
I
to.
never got calls. Yeah, like my business just dropped out the bottom.
Right.
So I went back to doing karaoke again. But I like it. I missed it. I have to admit.
I guess you will have to take me to one
I
of your
will.
events, even though I kind of don't look forward to it.
One of my funnest events actually is in Ohio. And that is because we have some of the most spectacular performers in the Youngstown area. I mean, and the funny thing is that some of them really can't sing. Some of them can sing so good that you ask them, why are you still in Ohio?
I knew a girl who sang karaoke at the hookah bar up in
I love that
Boardman,
place.
and she sang just like the lead singer of Evanescence, and I was like, "What are you doing
Like
here?"
Amy Lee.
Yes.
Ooh.
It was amazing. I was like, "Have you ever thought of going on The Voice?" And she was like, "I don't think I'm good enough." And I was like, "You sound just like her."
Well, I've noticed the trend for trying out for, like, you know, The Voice, or there was another smaller one that was called Who's Got the Mic, you know, America's Got Talent, you know, all those. The trend is that they reject legitimately talented people, usually always the first year they come, and sometimes the second year, because it's part of the process. They want to see who has the fortitude and who has the determination to continue chasing down a dream and not just showing up on a whim. And so I've seen some of the most talented, spectacular voices get turned down. And, you know, they had traveled from Ohio to New York City to try out. And, you know, they had to take time off of work, and they had to travel, and they had to do all this. And they were rejected 2 years in a row. And they literally were like, that's it. I gave it a shot, and I quit. And I said, that's why they do it. Because if you can give up after being denied twice, then you don't have the chutzpah that it takes to be in the music industry. You just don't. Because you have to be willing to continue to sacrifice to get what you want. And so anytime I see somebody who's really talented and somebody says, oh my God, why aren't you on The Voice? Well, if you decide that you want to take that route, you better be prepared to be rejected. And rejection's hard.
Oh yeah, I'm
You
sure
know?
it does weed out a lot of people. A lot of people cannot handle the criticizing, you know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
they can't handle it.
well,
It
because
crushes them.
yeah,
And-
they're so used to people telling them like, "Oh man, you're so good," you know,
Right.
you're amazing. Why aren't you doing that? And then you actually go up against people that do this professionally.
yeah,
And
it's a soul crusher.
It really is, and I'm sure that that's like absolutely heartbreaking for them, because I'm one of those people that, like, if you criticize my art in any way, I'm like, how dare you?
Oh.
I spent so long on that, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, you got to remember too where the criticism comes from. You know, like in your case, art. There are so many closed-minded people in the world who just don't get it.
Yeah, well, art is subjective as well.
That's what I mean. You know, what one person thinks is garbage, another person's going to think is brilliant.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty fabulous line of talent to have. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We're getting way off the subject from the weekly news wrap-up. I'm sorry. I kind of went off on a tangent right there. But, you know, I don't even remember how we got on to... Oh, I know, because I wanted to break you out of your shell and take you with me. I remember.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
But how about this? If you come to karaoke and you promise to fulfill the definition of fun, I will go with you to someplace of your choosing.
All right, I guess I can accept this. Wait, are you paying?
We'll figure something out. I usually do things that are pretty cheap.
Okay, well we can find something cheap.
People say, "Wow, I never imagined," because I'm such a big person. They're like, "I never imagined you'd be such a nature goer," and I'm like, "Cause it's free."
I love nature, and I will totally take you up.
Listen,
on
I
this
used
offer.
to like I'm still a really big girl, but I used to weigh 430 pounds. And even at 430 pounds, I would go hiking at Cucumber Falls out in Ohio Pile.
Man.
And people just couldn't believe that this big, huge gorilla girl was hiking through the jungles, of Ohio Pile.
Yeah, I can't even do that. Well, actually, I have asthma, so that makes it a lot harder. But
All right, well, I'll bring a knee brace and you can bring an inhaler.
all right, I'll bring my rescue inhaler,
There you go.
and we'll also have a wheelchair that way.
Now you're tiny. I'll just throw you in my backpack. You figure I have lost more weight than you weigh, so I'm used to carrying around extra weight. So I'll just toss you in my backpack. I'll take you the rest of the way.
Sounds good to me.
It'll work out. It's a deal.
But
Okay.
yeah.
So do we have anything else for the weekly news wrap up?
I just wanted to say that there are plenty of events going on around here.
Right.
And we have 2 separate posts. We have a child friendly / like family friendly
Okay.
event post that includes most, if not all, of the Lawrence County events
Wow. Nice.
for Halloween, like this
Right.
month. And then we also have the adult.
So you guys have
one.
like the trunk or treats and all that stuff listed.
Yeah, we have.
That's cool.
We have the trick or treats for around here. We have the parade. We have even ElwoodCity.org's contest, our costume contest. We have all that stuff listed.
Nice.
And the dates for it and where to go and all that good stuff. And then I also did a adult friendly post because I don't have any kids and I still like to go out and have fun. So
Yeah, and there are a lot of people who don't have kids or
right.
they have kids and they want to do something that is not kid oriented.
Right. So on there is costume contests for adults, which is, awesome. Costume parties.
Right.
At the local breweries and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
So that's listed on there. And then we also have haunted attractions. And I even put in parentheses, this is not to be confused with scare attractions. Haunted attractions, you go to look for ghosts,
Right.
actual ghosts.
Right.
So
There are sites.
Yeah.
Did you go yet to the
I'm
Hillview
going
Manor?
tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to text me tomorrow. I want to know all about it.
I will definitely text you. I'm really excited.
Now, if you show up though and you start acting weird, I'm gonna tell you to take it back
Oh,
when you got it.
Don't say that. That's really scary. Hopefully it won't be so bad because it's daytime.
Okay, so just to let everybody know before we wrap it up then, ElwoodCity.org, whether you're looking for kids events or kid-free events, Cassie's put them all together for you. So do they have to navigate far? Like if they go to ElwoodCity.org, do they have to navigate through several pages to find it?
They should be probably at this point on either our first at the very bottom or the very top of the second page.
Okay.
So they'll be
Because I know
in
that was
there.
my issue before was, not with ElwoodCity.org, just webs in general. Sometimes I have a hard time navigating through the breadcrumb trail.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes I like to ask people, roughly where something can be found.
Well, if you can't find them on our homepage, which you should be able to, like I said, either first or second page, they will be on the our human interest page. So if
There you go.
if you like,
So you guys have like a hyperlink tab?
well, it says local news, and then there's tabs underneath of it,
Okay.
and it's going to be the human
Human
interest one.
interest. All right. Well, that sounds easy to find.
Yes, it's pretty easy.
All right, then. Is that all we have for our weekly news wrap up?
That's all we have, Nikki.
All right, Cassie, it's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in to the weekly news wrap up here on WXCD 107.3 FM.